Hi, class. This is my response to this week's discussion board topic. And so the question this week is: were Simeon and Levi right to execute capital punishment on the Shechemites in Genesis 34? Why or why not? So it's a really interesting question and a difficult topic to make an answer, especially when you take in consideration our the thoughts and the laws that are in place today and this time. But when you think back to antiquity in Bible days, then the answer may be a little bit different. But I still think my answer and what I came up with would still align biblically with what we accept today. So basically, in this situation, you have Simeon and Levi who find out that their sister has been assaulted. She has been defiled by Shechem, and so when this happens, when they find out, there are preparations made by Shechem and his father Hamor to in order to kind of restore this relationship or try to patch up this relationship. And so they come to Jacob and his sons, and they basically make a proposition to say, hey, we my this is something that my son did. He did this wrong, but at the same time he's in love with this he is in love with your daughter, your sister, and he wants to marry her. And not only does he just want to marry her, but we want the families to become twain. So we want these two families to work together, trade together, exist together. And they also kind of like name the bride price, whatever the bride price is, whatever that is, you whatever you want for this offer for your daughter and her hand in marriage, you can have it. And so here's where the difficult situation comes in, whether it's right or wrong, especially even in this time. And so when it came to the act of this assault or defilement, I believe that the punishment in that time would have been appropriate, a punishment of death. But what happens is, and I'm going to read reference directly from the Bible, and it says, this is from Genesis 34, chapter 34, verse 13. Because their sister Dinah had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to them, we can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. That will be a disgrace to us. We will enter into an agreement with you on one condition only, that you become like us by circumcising all your males. And so there we go to an answer on whether this is right or wrong. Is these guys had a predetermined deceitful vengeance that they planned, and this was all put together in a thought that they put together in order to get vengeance, not justice. And so because this wasn't a seeking out justice, then I would have to say that what they did was not right. What they did was wrong because they utilized their faith in order to manipulate these individuals. And so they basically entered into this agreement. And I guess you could have the conversation on whether or not these individuals who were these were not God's people. These were people who were they worship other gods and did other things. And so the problem is that is it beyond this defilement. The problem goes deeper because then you have Simeon and Levi who say, we're going to take this into our own hands. We're going to manipulate these individuals with our faith, and then we're going to commit this even greater crime where we're going to not just go an eye for an eye against Shechem, but kill all of these people, including Shechem and his father. And so because of that, I would have to say that what they did was wrong, even though this crime that was committed could be seen as an equal, adequate retaliation. But also, even though what they were doing in the request they made for these other men to be circumcised would have been right. That would have been the right process if they were going to fully accept what was going on. But because they had ill intentions for what they were doing, they were wrong.